everyone. So here I am again, and I wanted to clear one thing that sometimes you may find like there is a continuity between the previous video and then the next. Sometimes there will be a sequel, but some other time there will be not a complete sequence, but they will be related. Because see, what I am trying to share here is as I'm keep repeating again and again, because those who will be like looking it for the first time, whatever I have learned in my life with the help of sastras, the guide, teachers, and self experience, implementing those, I'll be sharing those here. And the topic will be, of course, related to holistic well-being. So that's what we're going to cater in every almost every video. Maybe something more if I learn that in future. And we have a guest also, soon you will see. Okay. um, okay. Sit, 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 sit. Okay. All right. So, the topic which I'm going to discuss is like, do we really need a guide or a teacher? So that's what like the question which I wanted to discuss today. So actually, the interesting point is like, one thing is, if like I'll just speak from my experience, I'll say definitely yes. Because see, one thing is, we as an individual all are like teacher and learner. We keep playing this role of being a teacher, being a learner continuously. Sometimes we learn something, and then after some time we become like, in particular given situation, a teacher for the other person. So that is different part of the story altogether. And he is also relaxed. I hope you are relaxed too while listening to this. So the other perspective to see that do we really need a guide or a teacher is that, see, first, like the first foremost thing to like really seek a guide or a teacher is to know that there is something, for some reason we are not like finding the way or like feeling comfortable approaching. And then the beauty of like having a guide or trusting someone at the level that they can be your guide and they can be your teacher is like beautiful step one can take in their life. I will say to like to have such incidences. I think you might have like several incidences in your life when you might have find a like got interaction with a person who is like kind of more aware, more present, and they are like working from a place of peace. Or they are working from a place of knowing that even like whatever they might have done in their like lifetime, they learn from it. So I will not say that whatever you have learned so far or is learning doesn't make any sense or it doesn't count. It definitely counts. And now, if you feel somewhere, like somewhere, anywhere in like in your entire whole well-being like stuck, or like you're finding yourself repeating like something again and again and don't know how to like comprehend it, so I think the guide or the teacher like really helps you to comprehend that. Trust me that the work is always yours. Like, if I'm saying about myself, that it's always mine. But that beautiful, that genuine support is like definitely like a very amazing fuel to it. There are times when you think, of course we all think that we are doing everything, we are getting everything the right way, and this is the only way. And then you realize that it wasn't. So one thing, that when you realize it, it's all right that you realized it, but now what next, where to like ask support or seek support. Then meeting such people, or first like by chance meeting such people and learning from these amazing. And one more thing, like human being are one form of guide or the teacher. There are multiple guides and teacher available around this universe of ours. Nature, you can see nature within, around, and whatnot, like your experiences. To have a human form, like a guide in a human form, just make it like a little more comprehensible, because we have the same language, so that really helps. Apart from that, I think if we are really looking for like immediate connection, then it's good to go to a human guide or a teacher. Not only to start yoga, it's to start anything, or to even comprehend what is going on even now within your life. It's not like to start something new only we need a guide. We have been like through this whole series of schooling and colleges, or maybe are going to get into college or whatever it is, or are already in the job, and you, at least you will agree to this point that we all need guidance at some point of the time. And when we become like a little older, we realize, oh, like at that point of time I didn't get the right guidance, like mostly people say that. But I want to bring your point, your attention to this point, that support is always available. One thing which actually helped me starkly in my life is to realize that I can seek the support, and he is in his active mode. So the side commentary will keep going on while you will be like listening to me all the time, because you have just chosen to listen to me. Okay, so now coming back to this whole idea of, do we really need a guide or a teacher? I will say, take your call. Uh, Sometimes we really need the direct guidance, and in that scenario we know, can't even question that person or that feeling or experience, because that's pretty clear even in front of you, or even in your life in general. And there are times when, like shastras, it is said, like sometimes people think of some question and they approach Bhagavad Gita, or any like for that matter any other shastra as well, and they actually receive the answer which resonates with them. And there is the other sciences also, like tarot card reading and like multiple, which I'm not aware of. But there are like similar sciences which also speak about something like this, that you think of a question and whatever you're thinking, and then there will be card displayed and things like that. So see, these, there are multiple sciences around it, but the whole point is, if you feel that you are not able to comprehend what is going on, whatever so far you have comprehended is not helping you to go like anywhere in your situation, then it's a very good time to like ask support. It can be your friend, it can be your parents, at times it can be anyone you think like in a position. uh, Basically, I will not say it's of course it start with a feeling of having trust, and just know that whoever you're approaching, being nature or any one person, uh, that they are willing your like they are wishing you good from their heart. You will feel that way actually, and then you will know that yes, of course, like like that makes sense. Most of the time when you approach a guide, actually most of their saying sometimes doesn't make sense, because you come from a place which is not like very nowhere what they are suggesting you or something like that, and even sastras like in that matter. But just wait and do as they are like maybe suggesting, or yeah, generally a guide or a teacher just suggest. It's us who will take it and move, bring it forward or implement it or whatever. Because just remember, even if you have a guide, wonderful teacher, still the work is ours. So if you feel like you really want to listen someone, then of course guides and teachers are always available. And if you think that you want to learn from like an object, like I will not say book and like book is an object, but some person is only like feeding their thoughts there. So taking support of amazing any book which you think resonates with your thought, or maybe doesn't resonate with your current thought, but at least like what you are aspiring for, that I think that will be much better than only looking for what you are resonating with, because sometimes what we are resonating with is not very helpful again. Another thing is like just seeing around, like the creatures around, like how they are doing their work, like the nature in general, because we are just the integral part of the nature. And I think listening from like whatever comes from them is like much more how to say, at many times I will not say perceivable, but at least whenever you perceive it, it helps you like to much extent. So I think that's about it. And yeah, I have not actually opened the comment section, and it's just because you can approach me in another platforms as well if you really need to like question and answer. And these are just few, like, sharings which I want to share here, and sometimes they can be helpful and sometimes they cannot be, but to some they will be at some point of time. And to be honest, this really helps me um, to comprehend that, like, to be inspired whatever I am like learning, and to just share that, oh my god, like there is so much in this world which is constantly supporting us, and I just through these little sharings want to make you feel the same. So I hope you just like felt a little helpful, even if it's tiny bit, or even if anything you just want to take away from this is take your call wisely. Namaste.